Let's check out what everyone's comments, issues, problems are in social media. Check in.
So Teresa Mendoza is saying HR 2920 was introduced to help with spouses of U.S. citizens who are inadmissible. For example, accused of misrepresentation. We need to let people know that this bill introduced is to enforce the rights of the U.S. citizen's spouse. Now, what are the current laws now for inadmissibility for misrepresentation?
The current laws for misrepresentation are that you have to show extreme and unusual hardship to a spouse who is a resident or citizen, or a parent who's a U.S. citizen or resident. I just actually spoke with a family earlier today. They filed for their parents, children, U.S. citizen children over the age of 21 who filed for their parents in another country, and the parents were denied because of misrepresentation. But since the parents don't have, the people getting the green card, their parents don't have an individual spouse or an individual parent, which would be the petitioner's grandparents here in the U.S., there's no waiver for them. They're stuck in their home country forever.
Sandra Rose Studer, another Brad Squad VIP member. Can my grandkids travel on their visa with an approved I-130 that has been transferred to the NVC in my home country?
They can, but they're always running the risk of misrepresentation again, because they already have an intent to get a green card. What's their intent on traveling on a visa? They could be questioned at the airport. It's a little risky, but the answer is yes, but you're running risk.
Nana Jukwaki Agovi on another Brad Squad VIP member. Can I apply for my citizenship with an emergency travel document from my country of origin? My passport got stolen, and due to the pandemic, I've not been able to travel to get it done or renewed. I'm a green card holder for almost 8 years now.
They want to travel on a birth certificate?
They want to apply for the citizenship with the emergency travel document for the country of origin.
Yeah, you don't need your green card to apply for naturalization. Government knows that you have a lawful residence as long as you have some sort of photo ID, which could be any photo ID by the U.S. government, or photo ID. Maybe you have your old green card, maybe you have a driver's license. But if not, then yeah, go apply for a new passport.
Okay, Fatu Nade, another Brad Squad VIP member. For the prosecutorial discretion, are they talking about the judge dismisses your case? What happens next?
No, the judge doesn't dismiss your case on prosecutorial discretion. What happens is the case doesn't continue. Meaning the prosecutor says, I don't want to continue the case. And it just sits there. So you're still in deportation. They just never finished it. It's like being on a conveyor belt. If you think about a car being built, okay, and it's on the conveyor belt just stops in the middle. The car's never finished, just sits there. All right, they just refuse to complete your case, and it just sits there forever until you figure out how to get a green card.
Denisha Joseph, Brad Squad VIP member. If I'm on an F2A visa holder and I've been married for more than 2 years, will I receive a 2-year or 10-year green card?
10-year. There is no 2-year on an F2A. It's only 2 and 10 based on marriage to a citizen.
Reggie Murphy on Facebook. How long does it take to get an interview for an immigrant visa in Jamaica?
You're talking about, I guess, you're already documentarily qualified through the National Visa Center. It depends who sponsored you, but let's assume it's a U.S. citizen sponsored you. I mean, it's supposed to be 8 weeks, but these days it's 6, 8 months, maybe longer. Who knows?
God's Grace on YouTube. I'm in the F1 category. My priority date is July 10th, 2016. When will I hear from NVC?
What's category? F1?
F1 category.
It should be hearing in the next few months.
Proud Mom on YouTube. I have an N400 interview. Would a petty crime from 2008 be a problem of moral character?
Depends what the petty crime was for. 3 more.
Marjorie Mouchette, Facebook. What step can I take to adopt a family member? My child is 13. Or the child is 13.
Depends where the child is. The child's here, the quickest way perhaps may be a SIJ over an adoption. If they're in another country, it depends what country they're in, because some countries are subject to Hague Convention treaties between the United States and that particular country. Other countries are not. And then there's different processes. So it depends on what country you're in. Other times, if you're in non-Hague countries for adoption, it has to be an orphan. Or you got to prove that you lived with the child in the same household with them in that country for 2 years. So there's a lot of complications. So it depends where they're from and where the child is.
Botini Park on YouTube. I applied for VAWA last December and I just got my prima facie, but nothing else. I am still waiting to get an EAD based on pending 485. It's been 6 months. Is this normal?
Unfortunately, in these days, it is normal. You should be getting your work permit very shortly. Thanks for watching. For more Bradshaw Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.